They say childhood friends are unforgettable. But what happens when one of them disappears, and 15 years later, you see him again? This is the story of my best friend Daniel. The boy who vanished after school, and the man who came back as someone else. Daniel wasn't just my classmate. He was my shadow, my teammate, my brother. We shared everything. Our lunch when one of us forgot food. Our victories on the football field, even our punishments from teachers when we played pranks. But behind his smile, Daniel carried a darkness. Sometimes, he came to school with bruises on his arms or scratches on his neck. When I asked, he changed the subject. Once, I caught him staring out the classroom window at a black car parked outside. He whispered, "Don't ever go near that man." I laughed nervously, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. It was a bright Friday afternoon, just after exams. We left school together, talking about playing football the next day. Halfway home, his phone buzzed. He froze. His face went pale. "I'll catch up," he said. He turned back toward the school gate, and that was the last time I saw him. Hours passed, but he never came home. Days later, police searched. Flyers went up. His parents begged for answers, but there was nothing. No clues. No witnesses. Daniel had simply vanished. Rumors spread. Some said he was kidnapped. Some swore they saw him boarding a car. Others whispered he was mixed up with something dangerous. But to me, Daniel was gone, and no one cared enough to keep searching. Life went on without him. Painfully. I finished school, went to college, started working. But every milestone felt incomplete. My best friend wasn't there. Each year, on his birthday, I lit a candle. I kept one of his notebooks. His handwriting was my last connection to him. Sometimes, I dreamed of him calling my name, reaching for me from across a dark street. I'd wake up sweating, my heart racing. After 15 years, I thought I had moved on. I thought wrong. It was late one night after work. The streets were quiet. As I turned a corner, I froze. There he was. Older, thinner, but it was him. Daniel. My heart stopped. I whispered his name. He looked at me, and smiled. But it wasn't the smile I remembered. It was cold, empty, almost broken. "Where have you been?" I asked. He just shook his head, and whispered words that chilled me. "You shouldn't have found me." For days, I couldn't sleep. I kept searching for him, walking the same streets at night. Sometimes I saw him, standing at a distance. Other times, he vanished before I could reach him. I began following him. One night, I saw him enter an abandoned warehouse. Inside, I found torn mattresses, old photographs, and strange symbols on the walls, and Daniel. Sitting alone in the dark, crying. When I called his name, he whispered. I wasn't missing. I was taken. He said he had been forced into things too dark to explain. He wasn't free, not even now. Daniel told me the boy I once knew was gone. That he had become someone else. He begged me to stop looking for him. Because the people who took him were still watching. He looked me in the eyes, tears streaming down his face, and whispered, "If you care about me, forget you saw me." Then he walked away. The next day, I returned to the warehouse. It was empty. No trace of him. Just one thing left behind. His old school notebook. The same one I remembered from years ago. And inside, on the very last page, in shaky handwriting, were 3 words. "Don't follow me." I never saw Daniel again. But every time I walk past the school where we grew up, I wonder if the boy I once knew is still alive somewhere inside that man. Or if Daniel truly disappeared forever, that Friday after school. Some disappearances never end.